Let's now proceed with another problem on assignment problem. So here, the assignment problem refers to the class of linear programming problem that involve determining the most efficient assignment of people to project, sales people to territories, auditors to companies for audits, contracts to bidders, jobs to machine, heavy equipment to construction jobs, and so on. So the objective is most often to minimize total cost or total time of performing the task at hand. So excuse me, one important characteristic of assignment problem is that only one job or worker is assigned to one machine or project. So this is used in manpower allocation, uh, assuming that different people has different skills and there are different jobs. So here the assignment problem tries to identify the best match of the person to the job. Best match in terms of minimizing cost. Who will perform what? That's what we try to answer. Diba? In the transportation problem, we determine what source to what destination. Here, we identify who will perform a particular job. Who for uh, who for what? No? Uh, who will be assigned or who will be assigned on a particular project or particular job. So that is for the assignment problem. So an assignment problem may be viewed as a special type of transportation problem in which the supply at each source and the demand for each destination must equal 1. So each person may only be assigned to one job or project, and each job only needs one person. So we need to fulfill such assumption or requirement before we can use the assignment algorithm. No? So the second special purpose of linear programming algorithm discussed in this chapter is the assignment method. So each assignment problem has associated with it a table or matrix. So generally, the rows contain the objects or people we wish to assign, and the columns comprise the tasks or things we want them assigned to. Then the numbers in the table are the costs associated with each particular assignment. And an assignment problem can be viewed as transportation problem in which the capacity from each source or person to be assigned is 1, and the demand at each destination or the job to be done is also 1. So such a formulation could be solved using the transportation algorithm, but it would have a severe degeneracy problem. So however, this type of problem is very easy to solve using the assignment method. Okay, let's try to see how to do this assignment model. So let's have this example for the assignment problem. So a linear programming problem for transportation uh, I have here some error, no, in the clerical error for assignment. This is about the fix-it shop situation. So fix-it shop, which has just received 3 new repair projects that must be completed quickly. The 3 projects or 3 jobs include first a radio, second a toaster oven or an oven toaster, and a coffee table. So basically, the fix-it shop is an enterprise which provide repair services, and it has 3 orders at the moment, which should be completed quickly. So the shop owner estimates the cost in wages if the workers are assigned to each of the 3 projects. So the costs differ due to the talents of each worker on each of the job. So the owner wishes to assign the jobs so that total cost is minimized, and each job must have one person assigned to it, and each person can only be assigned to one job. So basically here, per person going to a particular job has a unique cost because different job requires different skill, no? Meaning different person assigned to a particular job has a unique labor cost also. So our goal here, our objective is to assign a person to a particular job in the sense that we can minimize our labor cost. Okay, so the owner's objective is to assign 3 projects to the workers in a way that will result in lowest total cost to the shop. So note that the assignment of people to projects must be in a one-to-one basis, and each project will be assigned exclusively to one worker only. Hence, the number of rows must always equal the number of columns in an assignment problem's cost table. So table here in your screen is the estimated project repair cost for fix-it shop. Meaning, if worker Adam will do project 1, the labor cost will be 11. Adam will do project 2, 14. Adam will do project 3, it will cost 16. 6, rather. Brown working project 1, it will cost 8. Brown working project 2, it will cost 10. And Brown working project 3, it will cost 11. And for Cooper will work project 1, it will cost 9. If Cooper will work project 2, it will cost 12. And if Cooper will work project 3, it will cost 7. Okay, now, in formulating this as linear program, the general linear program form of the transportation problem can be used. So in defining variables, we're going to let, no, for easier manipulation of or in carrying out the assignment algorithm. So we are going to let xij, same with the transportation. So I represents the person to be assigned, and J represents to the project to work. So who is who? So X here, one person I is assigned to project J, 0 otherwise, because in our one of our assumptions is that one person per job only. So with our representation, where I here, we have 1, 2, and 3. 1 represents Adam, 2 represents Brown, and 3 represents Cooper. And J, we have 1, 2, 3, wherein 1 represents project 1, 2 represents project 2, and 3 represents project 3. So again, since we are dealing with cost, in the formulation of our objective function, our goal here is to minimize total cost or minimize cost. Okay, for our objective function here, if we are going to have person 1, Adam, assigned to project 1, it will cost $11. If Adam or person 1 will be no, if person 1 will be assigned to project 2, it will cost 14. If person 1 will be assigned to project 3, it will cost 6. So you are just going to sum it up. So if person 2 or Brown will be assigned to project 1, it will cost 8. Plus, if person 2 assigned to project 2, it will cost 10. Plus, person 2 assigned to project 3, it will cost 11. Plus, person 3 assigned to project 1, it will cost 9. Plus, person 3 assigned to project 2, it will cost 12. Plus, person 3 assigned to project 3, that will cost 11. So whatever combination that we're going to have, our objective is to minimize the total cost. So after we formulated our objective function, then we are going to proceed with our constraints. So constraint number one, if person one, uh, if person one will be assigned to project one, or person one will be assigned to project two, or person one will be assigned to project three, it should be less than or equal to one. Remember, it should be 0 or 1. Meaning, here, in this particular constraint, for person one, it means that person one should be assigned only one job, either project one, project two, project three. Another constraint, x x21 plus x22 plus x23 is equal or less than 1, meaning if person 2 will be assigned either to 1, project 1, 2, and 3, it should only be 1. Okay? Person 2 will be assigned to one job only. Third constraint, it means that person 3 should be assigned to one job only. Next constraint, constraint number 4. Here, we have x11 plus x21 plus x31 should be equal to 1. Meaning, for job number 1 or project 1, either person 1 will be assigned, or person 2 will be assigned, or person 3 will be assigned. There should only be 1. Isa lang gid ha, isa-isa lang gid ta. Mahatag po sa uban ng nanubra diha. For project 2 constraint, for project 2, either person 1 will be assigned, person 2 will be assigned, or person 3 will be assigned. Project 2 should only have 1, no? Person 2 accomplished. Then project 3 constraint, either person 1 will be assigned to project 3, person 2 will be assigned to project 3, or person 3 will be assigned to project 3. There should be only 1. And our non-negative or non-negativity constraint, or 7 constraint, x should be equal to 0 or 1. So, no negative. Kaya wala may tao nga negative. I mean, may negative nga. We're dealing again with tangible individuals. Okay. Now, since we already have our objective function and our constraints, so in the assignment problem, the variables are required to be either 0 or 1 due to the special structure of this problem, with the constraint coefficient as 0 or 1 and all right-hand side values equal to 1. So the problem can be solved as linear program. Okay, for a while. The solution to such problem, if one exists, will always have the variables equal to 0 or 1. So there are other types of problems where use of such 0 and 1 variable is desired, but the solution to such problems using normal linear programming methods will not necessarily have only zeros and ones. So in such cases, special methods must be used to force the variables to be either 0 or 1, depending on the situation, depending on the problem. Okay. So, because the fix-it shop problem only consists of 3 workers and 3 projects, one easy way to find the best solution is to list all possible assignments and their respective cost. So, for example, if Adam is assigned to project 1, Brown to project 2, and Cooper to project 3, the total cost will be 28. Diba? Each one of them has a corresponding cost, no? It was presented in the previous slide. So the table 2 also shows that the least cost solution would be to assign Cooper to project 1, Brown to project 2, and Adam to project 3 with a total cost of 25 based on this summary. So this summary is just the combination of the listing of all possible combination of assignments. So if we're just going to base on this, to minimize the cost, this is the best combination. Okay, that is just very based on this calculation. So Cooper for project 1, Brown for project 2, and Adam for project 3. But then, is this the optimal solution? Not yet. We haven't done the assignment algorithm yet. Okay, but we have to remember that the cost here, if we're going to have if we're going to have such assignment, then we have a cost of 25. So obtaining solutions by enumeration works well for small problems but quickly becomes inefficient as assignment problems become larger, no? Okay na to kung tulo, nakahimo tag table nga dali na to ma-identify. But then how about for situations which involves many jobs and many people? So the data will become cumbersome and it will be difficult to manage. For example, a problem involving the assignment of 4 workers to 4 projects requires that we can consider the permutation of 4, no? The permutation of 4. So here with that it will result to 24 alternatives. So a problem with 8 workers and 8 tasks which actually is not that large in a realistic situation, but it yields the permutation of 8, which will result of 40,320 possible solutions. That's quite difficult to handle. And since it would clearly be impractical to compare so many alternatives, a more efficient solution method is needed. So here comes Nandayon, the assignment algorithm. And for this algorithm, we will be using the Hungarian method, or this is also called as the floods technique. So pabahaan, kunuhay, ganon. So the Hungarian method, or this floods technique of assignment, it provides us with an efficient means of finding the optimal solution without having to make a direct comparison for every option. Okay, it's much more easier. It operates on principle of matrix reduction, which means that by subtracting and adding the appropriate numbers in the cost table or matrix, we can reduce the problem to a matrix of opportunity cost. So opportunity costs show the relative penalties associated with assigning any person to a project as opposed to making the best or least cost assignment. So we would like to make assignments such as that the opportunity cost for each assignment is 0. The Hungarian method will indicate when it is possible to make such assignment. Okay, so I would like to na mali ko ato, no? So allow me to correct myself. If the number of lines is already equal to the number of row and column, then we already come up with an optimal solution. Okay, but either way, we are going to find that out along the way. So for step number 3, in revising the present opportunity cost table, this is done by subtracting the smallest number not covered by a line from every uncovered number. Okay, we're going to subtract the smallest number not covered by a line from every uncovered number. So the same smallest number is also added to any number lying at the intersection of horizontal and vertical lines. So we then return to step 2 and continue the cycle until the optimal assignment is possible. Okay, so here is now the flow of the steps, no? So ato na to siyang na reiterate. Okay, for step 2 here, test opportunity cost table to see if the optimal assignments are possible by drawing the minimum possible lines on the column and or rows such that all zeros are covered. So if not optimal, if the number of lines is less than the number of rows and columns, example, tulo ka row or tulo ka column, and then nara kay duha ka line, revise the opportunity cost in 2 steps. First, subtract the smallest number not covered by a line from itself and every other uncovered number, and add this number at every intersection of any two lines. And once this is done, kato ha, final na gini, kay murag na ako na mali sa previous na slide nga giingon. If the number of lines no, sa pag-cover sa 0 is now equal to the number of rows and row or column, then it means that we already come up with the optimal solution. Okay, so that's what we need to remember. So our goal here is to have the equal number of lines to the equal number of row or column. Okay, to be able to revise the optimal solution at 0 locations. So systematically make final assignments by doing this. First, check each row and column for a unique 0 and make the first assignment in that row or column. And second, eliminate the row and column and search for another unique 0. Make that assignment and proceed in a like manner. So just follow such procedure. Step 1. So ato na ning i-apply sa tuang